So, once Srila Prabhupada, he was being interviewed in Los Angeles by a radio station, and that person, he was trying to irritate Prabhupada and agitate Prabhupada. But Prabhupada was giving very prompt and correct answers, and he was not giving him any chance to corner Prabhupada. So finally he became very frustrated. Then he asked Srila Prabhupada, suppose if everybody becomes Krishna conscious, what will happen to this world? Srila Prabhupada replied, don't worry, there are many fools like you who will not become. That fellow, Jap, So then later on Srila Prabhupada told Badrinath, I am an old man, I can say anything and get away, but you can't say all these things. An old man and child can go anywhere and say anything and get away. You can't, don't say all these things. So why I am saying this, I will come to that later. So here Krishna is saying, you are trying to control the senses, you are acting like a yogi, but your mind is dwelling on the sense objects. Krishna is saying, such a person is Vidyachar, pretender. So he is worse than a, Prabhupada said, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say, it is better to be a sleeper than a charlatan sannyasi who is wearing sannyasi robes and cheating people for his own sense enjoyment. So Krishna is saying, it is better to be situated in one social order and get sense enjoyment according to your ashram dharma than be a sannyasi and known as a Vidyachar or pretender. So basically we need to develop good character. Okay? So other day I was discussing what is the difference between honesty and integrity. Did I discuss? Okay. What is the difference between honesty and integrity? Who can say?
Thief also acts.
Huh?
Thief.
Oh, honesty.
Integrity, acting according to principles.
Honesty means, suppose somebody has not taken bribe. You say he is honest. There has to be something related to honesty.
Anyway, honesty means if you are honest when nobody is watching you. If somebody is watching you, then you are honest. Oh, somebody, there is a vigilance and so I should not steal. Integrity means even when nobody is watching, you don't steal. So that is called integrity. So Kali Yuga means hypocrisy and quarrel. When we are together with other people, we fight. When we are alone, we break regulations. So that is called hypocrisy. So that's what Krishna is prohibiting. Don't be a pretender. So nowadays, they say, okay, if somebody is delivering, we should not bother what he is in his private life. But it doesn't work like that. If somebody is unscrupulous in one area, he will be unscrupulous in other areas also. You can't expect him to be honest in one area and dishonest in another area. If somebody is dishonest means he may tend to become dishonest in other areas also. Right? Like when Drupal Maharaj, he wanted to have a son who can kill Dronacharya. He wanted to perform a great sacrifice. A son can be produced, such a son can be produced. But when he would go to any Brahmanas to perform a sacrifice, they all would refuse. He said, Dronacharya is such a great person. How I can perform a sacrifice? He was offering a lot of big bribe to Drupal Maharaj. 80,000 cows he was offering. decorated with gold. They all refused. Then they said, there are some. Then he went to one Brahmana. His name is Yaju. And there are two brothers, Yaju and Upayaju. Okay? Yaju and Upayaju. So when he went to Yaju, he said, my brother is there. One day both of us were going in the forest. So then there is one fruit fell down. There is some fruit was lying on the floor. Then he just took the fruit and cleaned it and ate it. Then Yaju said, if somebody doesn't discriminate in what to eat and what not to eat, then he will be, such a Brahmana will be ready to do anything. This is my study. So you go to him, he will perform sacrifice. Then he offered him 80,000 cows and all that. So he has done, and then Vishnutimna was born, Draupadi was born, and all that. So there will be integrity has to be maintained under all circumstances. Then only we will be met with success. When Srila Prabhupada, he was working in Dr. Bose's company. Dr. Bose is a very famous chemist. So he was interviewing two young men for a job. One young man is well qualified, and his CV is full of all good record and all that. Another person, he came, then he doesn't have so many qualifications. So Srila Prabhupada was observing whom he will select. So Dr. Bose selected the other person who doesn't have such a good CV and all. So Srila Prabhupada asked him, why did you choose him? Then Dr. Bose replied, this man, when he entered, he closed the door. That means he is responsible. I can actually, whatever job he has to do, I can teach him on the work job. But I cannot teach good character. So if he is a responsible person, if he is a good person of good character, he will, other things can be managed. So that is the, like that. So if somebody, suppose if the sweet rice is burnt, if it is burnt means it is burnt. You add cardamom, ilachi, you add saffron, you add sugar, more sugar. But still, if it is burnt means, somebody's character is not good means, it's not good. Not that, okay. Right? So that's why Srila Prabhupada said, we need people of good character in the society. So that is actually lacking in the society. That is why we are facing so many problems. Srila Prabhupada said, if the woman is spoiled, the entire household gets destroyed. If the Raja is a crooked man, the entire Praja will suffer. Now we are electing the Raja. Right? So if we are all fools, then we will elect another. That is why we are having so much problem in the society. When Srila Prabhupada was in India in 1977, that time Morarji Desai, he won Janata Party. Somebody asked Srila Prabhupada, what is your opinion? So Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada replied, just leave it like that.
Yeah.
You can sit. Sit nicely. Srila Prabhupada asked, which stool is better? Dry stool or wet stool? Right? So stool is stool, So whether Janata Party or Congress, whoever comes, they cannot rule properly because they are not trained and they are not persons of good character. Right? When Prahlad Maharaj, he had a son Virochan. He got arrested by, he was fighting with somebody and then he got arrested. Then he went to some forest and then he got caught in some typhoon and all that. So then he got the news. Then Prahlad Maharaj, he went alone to rescue. Somebody, the minister asked, why you are going alone? Why you are not taking your Sena? Then Prahlad Maharaj said, this is not Raja work, Rajas. This is not my kingdom's work. This is my personal work. So why should I take the Sena? Right? Once one foreign visitor, traveler, he visited Chanakya Pandit. Right? He was doing some work, office work, and he is using some land. Right? So after some time, he wanted to speak to him, and he switched off that land, and he switched to another land. And the traveler asked, why did you do that? Oh, when that time I was doing office work, so I am using office land. So now I am talking to you on personal level. So this is my personal land. This land is lit by my personal money. So this kind of people are there at that time. This is like that. So when such a person becomes king, then entire population will become happy. That is why Srila Prabhupada said. Later on, Srila Prabhupada explained that if everybody becomes Krishna conscious, Srila Prabhupada answered that Kali Yuga, this time place will become like Satya Yuga, where the temperature will not rise above 20 degrees centigrade. Right? There will be no Akal Varsh, untimely rains. Previously, rains used to fall only in the night time when everybody would sleep, so that there is no problem for computers. Like that. So the Satya Yuga will come when everybody becomes Krishna conscious. So what is the problem? That is why there is a very famous psychiatrist. He is the chairman of Psychiatrist Association. Actually, everybody like Vrindavan Maharaj, once he asked Srila Prabhupada, I think many of our devotees are a little bit crazy. Then Srila Prabhupada replied, yes, unless somebody is crazy, he cannot become Krishna conscious. If you are normal, right? Like that. So Srila Prabhupada, so the psychiatrist, he is the chairman of all Psychiatrist Association. So he is very busy man. In America, many people are pagal. So he is always very busy. But sometimes he would not give any appointment. They say, why you are not giving appointment? We want to ask, we want to meet you. No, I have to meet my psychiatrist. Who is this Satyarup Maharaj? That time he was conducting Bhagavad Gita classes. If in order to become normal, I have to meet my psychiatrist.
Like the barber. Like the barber.
Yeah. Bhagavad Gita, then he explained, it seems, Bhagavad Gita, whatever is explained, three modes of nature, the best explanation of human psychology. So if you want to manifest all these qualities, then actually the first thing is, we have to be very kind. So in order to be kind to others, we have to be self-satisfied. Unless you are Atmaram, you cannot be kind to others. It's very important. Once Badrinath Prabhu, he was telling, when he joined in ISKCON, he was very young. Then his parents are very upset and all that. So then they came and they were protesting, and his mother, she started, she sat in front of the temple and she said, I will fast until death. So Vishnujan Maharaj, he was preaching to Badrinath Prabhu that even if you become a perfect son, earn a lot of money, and keep her very satisfied and happy, even if you win an Oscar award, Academy Award, or even if you become a very famous basketball player, in America, basketball is very famous, but still you have to die, and she has to die, and after death, we don't know where you will go or where she will go. But if you become a devotee, you can actually save your family, your mother, father. Maybe temporarily they may suffer, but if you become Krishna conscious, they also will become Krishna conscious. Then he said, in order to, suppose somebody is drowning in a river, so in order to save that person, you have to be on a solid ground outside, so that you can throw a rope or you can call for some emergency help, right? But if you yourself are drowning, how can you help others? Right? Like recently some devotees died in Mayapur, right? This is Mira people, they have taken a tour, young people. So one person is drowning, and one boy, he jumped to save him. So in order to save him, his brother also jumped, and that the person who was drowning, he got saved, and these two guys died. Right? So if you yourself are drowning, how can you save others? Like that, he had convinced him. So this kindness is required. So for that, one has to be self-centered. If you yourself in need of something, how can you? Then you will try to exploit others. There is one traveler traveling along with Alexander the Great, and his thing, the traveler, wrote a diary. And later on they checked, historians, they checked, and it was proven correct. Then once when he came to India, Alexander the Great, he said, okay, there is one sadhu, they wanted to meet him. So they are very, this victorious army, they are always arrogant. Srila Prabhupada said in one lecture, whenever this army they get some victory and all, the commander says, you go and rape all the people. So that's why in Manipur and all, that protest is going on, and lady is fasting, because they have exclusive rights, so they just go and rape women. All these armies. Indian peacekeeping force, why they killed Rajiv Gandhi? Because that's what they have done. They just go and rape women. They are very arrogant. So they were saying, they were going with all this army, horses and all. So the sadhu said, go this side, don't disturb the sadhus here. So now we are Alexander the Great's army. We will go wherever we want to go. We will go which side we want to go. And that sadhu kept one danda. And then from that danda, tigers and elephants, lions, they were coming out. Those guys, they became very scared and they ran away. So Alexander the Great, he came and he met the sadhu. Then Alexander asked the sadhu, I am the conqueror of the entire earth planet. I am very satisfied with you. Right? Please ask me something. I will give you. And that sadhu replied, please get away. Because we are blocking the early morning sun. I am enjoying, for D3. For D3 vitamin you have to sit in the sun. So I am enjoying the early morning sun. You are simply blocking my way. You are blocking the sun. Please get away. So what you can give, get lost. So this is called self-satisfied. Alexander came and asked him, he said, no, I don't want anything. Like that. So in order to be kind, we have to be, first thing is we have to appreciate the gift of Krishna consciousness given by Prabhupada. Right? We have to appreciate this. Then only we can become kind. So what is the greatest fear in our life? Huh? Huh? Death. Right? So once Srila Prabhupada, when he was in 1967, when he was in San Francisco, he requested Mukunda Prabhu, when he was a Grasta. He said, come, let us go to immigration office, American consulate, to get a permanent visa. So he went and they met that lady, and then she went. Government officers means they are very rude and crude, and that's Prabhupada also. So these government officers is their behavior is always bad. Sometimes they would take out all the stuff from top of suitcase and they harass. They used to harass. Government once they get that adhikar, they misbehave so much. So anyway, she was saying, why don't you, Mukund Prabhu suggested, why don't you, give permanent visa on the basis of he's a big scholar. Then she asked, did he get some Pulitzer prize or something? No. He has some best-selling book or what? No, thousands of his books are selling thousands. No, we need some. They have in America, they have how many books are sold? They have some.
International bestsellers.
IBM, huh?
International bestsellers.
International bestsellers. So like that. He said no. Then suddenly, Srila Prabhupada asked that lady, if this area is earthquake prone, why such tall buildings are built? So Mukunda was surprised. Why is he asking this question? Suddenly, this visa, some discussion is going on about visa. And Srila Prabhupada suddenly asked this question to that lady. She said, oh, this is, don't worry, this is earthquake proof. Like we are traveling in Badrinath, so that huge, Tehri Dam was built. So it was actually seismic zone, the seismic zone, that is Garhwal area, Himalayas. So if there is an earthquake, more than some 8.2 Richter scales, the entire Delhi will be wiped out. There is earthquake. Anyway, so Srila Prabhupada kept quiet. Then later on, she was going through the application. Then she suddenly looked at Srila Prabhupada and said, is it not difficult to remember Krishna always? Maharaj is shocked. How does she know that you have to remember Krishna all the time? And that too, Srila Prabhupada replied, it is very easy. Just like you are working. Do you forget to wear clothes? She said, no. It is just like that. Then she asked, how? Just like you don't forget to wear clothes. Like that, you remember Krishna all the time. But, huh? And she was saying, thank you. So later on, Srila Prabhupada was sitting in the car. Sarcastically said, nothing is earthquake proof in this world. Then next day they were filling the application form. And suddenly the telephone started shaking. Yeah? Then Prabhupada asked her, what is this? Prabhupada, there is earthquake. It is earthquake. Yeah? Then all people, they wailing, all these Americans and all. They say cows and like that. And then Srila Prabhupada said, wow. So I remember this. Then all the when earthquake is there, all the rattling sound and all. Then Srila Prabhupada in 1942, when there is a bombing by Japan, we were in the bunkers. I would hear the same voice. So that time I was thinking, if I die now, it will be so nice because I am remembering Krishna. This bomb also, Krishna only. And he was saying, just see, when we are, there is no earthquake, we are very, bindas, we are very normal. But when there is earthquake and all, there is danger, immediately we become afraid of death. So Mukunda said, first time when Mukunda he attended Srila Prabhupada's lecture, Prabhupada was talking, I am not this body. Then he was like, oh, Swami is not this body. Because first time, he was exposed to oh. Then he understood it. After 1 year he was understanding. Yes, actually this personality, not only he speaks that I am not this body, even under distress, even under danger, still he was smiling and remembering Krishna. Then he understood, oh, he is real Acharya. Otherwise, once they went to meet B.K. Nehru. He was ambassador to America. Then that lady, she gave one big, huge, date, Arabian date, huge. And then Srila Prabhupada tasted half he ate. Then he gave it to Mukund Maharaj. Then he also tasted a little bit. Then he was thinking, how, even though many times, we used to share, that hose pipe, they used to take drugs, They used to take drugs. We used to drink from the same glass and all. But still, I was feeling very hard to, eating somebody's remnants, juta. But still, he just tasted. It was tasting good. Then he tasted a little bit. Then he gave it to Srila Prabhupada. That was they don't know, they don't know how to respect an acharya. So just imagine, Prabhupada was so great. He tolerated so much. Once Srila Prabhupada was giving a lecture, I think in Geneva or Paris, and then he was talking about Varnashram, that first class person, second class person, third class person, fourth class person. And one student got up, radical student, said, you are talking about Brahman, Kshatriya and first class, second class. I think you are first class and you think that we are all second class, third class, fourth class? Srila Prabhupada coolly replied, no, I am fifth class, servant of Him. So that person, he was shocked, just kept quiet, he just said that. So why, Srila Prabhupada, sometimes, some girls, she would get up in the lecture, I am God! I am God! I am God! She would shout in the sentence. Okay? Sometimes, she was Ulula! 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 They would make some song. Huh? So, once Prabhupada, Mukund Prabhu and Janaki, they used to stay one flat below Prabhupada. And then Prabhupada was, so one day 12 o'clock in the night, Mukunda! Mukunda! Prabhupada was shouting, what happened? He just opened the door. So, one girl came, she said, I wanted to talk. Then I opened the door. And she was saying, Ula, Ula. I asked, what do you want? She said something, Ula, Ula, she was saying. Then I just came out, and then she also came out, and the door got locked. He was going through all these things, So that Paul, he was a drug addict and he tried to attack Srila Prabhupada.
First place, very.
Yeah. Right? He tried to attack Srila Prabhupada. Then, so Prabhupada, 12 o'clock in the night, just ran down with his suitcase. And why was he doing all these things? Right? Because he was able to tolerate, because he is completely Krishna conscious. Right? And that's why he is able to be kind. Once Krishna Maharaj asked Srila Prabhupada, what gives you, what pleases you most? What we have to do to please you most? Srila Prabhupada said, please become Krishna conscious and be happy. That pleases me most. Right? So this is called kindness. Okay? Because he is completely Krishna conscious, because that is why he is self-satisfied. That is why he is able to be very kind. One more time. So, so Srila Prabhupada actually, he was fearless. One more time, Prabhupada sent Brahmanand Prabhu and Krishna Swami to Pakistan, and then that time in 1971 there was war broke out, and then Bangladesh. So they went to Bangladesh, and all these Muslims, they are killing Hindus, mercilessly. And they find Hindu, they are just. Then when Prabhupada came to know, he was very disturbed. And immediately sent a message to Brahmananda, just immediately come back, don't stay there. So when Brahmanand Prabhu and Krishna Swami, they were travelling in a bus from Dhaka. It's very near, Calcutta. So all these mullahs and all, the Muslims and all, they are having beards and all. So Srila Prabhupada, Brahmanand Prabhu and Krishna Swami, sannyasis, shaven-headed, danda, saffron. Right? So they were all, how these policemen and army people, man, ruthless and merciless people. They were merciless people. They were just dragging everybody down. And those who are having beards and all, they left them. And those who are, so take out keep it off the hook. Right? So, they brought them, get on. They got hold of Brahman Maharaj and Krishna Swami, and they pushed them. And all the Hindus, they made them stand. And they just shoot. So they lifted the rifles, right? And they aimed, and they told, they raised their hands. So Brahman Maharaj told Krishna Krishna, our time has come, get ready. We are going back to garden. Right? And then he started chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. So Krishna Maharaj, because all these foreigners, they are like in Badrinath, there are no fans, only in India and some countries there are fans. Otherwise in other countries there are no fans. Right? It's cold, So when they come to hot place, they get boils and all. So he had some boil on his back, on his insa somewhere. So if I'm dying, I can become free from all these pains and all. So, very good. Then he also started chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Even the Muslim soldiers, they saw there is no fear in their eyes. They are bindas. They are about to, trigger, push the trigger, then they just took it up. Because they thought, when they saw, there is no fear in their eyes, and then they thought, they are real genuine sadhus. They conquered fear of death. Later on, it was said that Brahmananda Maharaj came to that time he was in Mumbai only. Then he came, and when Prabhupada was speaking with somebody, as soon as he saw Brahmananda Maharaj, he immediately got up and embraced him. That was very rare, spiritual master embracing a disciple. That too, 75-year-old and 20-year-old boy. So later on, Prabhupada was very happy. He risked his life to preach in Muslim countries. Prabhupada said, if anybody goes to Muslim country and preaches, I will take their dust and keep it on my head. So, whatever he may be, later on Srila Prabhupada told, whatever he may be, he is my very dear son. He told about Brahmananda. So this because they were able to counter fear of death, because they are Krishna conscious at the time. So in order to be kind, in order to become kind, we have to appreciate the gift of Krishna consciousness given to us. It is very rare. Like that. Once Atma Tattva Prabhu, he was saying that Srila Prabhupada told Loknath Maharaj to manage this bullock cart party, to go from village to village. So they put a, then Prabhupada, they arranged bullock cart and all. They put a board, Bhakti Vedanta bullock cart Sankirtan party. So it was written like this. So Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Vedanta bullock cart Sankirtan party. Jai. Then Srila Prabhupada went to the bulls. Then he was rubbing it up and said, because these bulls are carrying all the time, next life they will go back to body. They will not take one day. So this is the gift of Krishna consciousness. They are even animals. So when we appreciate this gift of Krishna consciousness that given to us, then actually we can be kind. So what it means to be kind? Huh? What it means to be kind? When I am kind means what? We should take trouble, and preach, right? We should take take pains, right? I have so much problem. Actually. It's not like this back day. But still I come and preach. Why? Because Prabhupada said, you have got this Krishna consciousness. You should give it to. I can make a choice. I can take a decision. I will sleep. I am not well. Right? But if I sleep, so many people may miss out. All of you also will not come here and you will be watching TV. Right? So like that, I want you, to all of you to become teachers. Not to be satisfied with what your own advancement. You should take up Krishna consciousness seriously and also preach to others. Right? Otherwise, this material world is full of troubles. Once Badrinath Prabhu was saying, he was working, helpline. All this that time when he was young. He was then they are given, when somebody calls up, what is that? 1800s. Call free.
Call center.
Not a toll free. 1800. So they, so last, actually it is very difficult to take out our life. So then last minute also they call up. Then nowadays, all these boys and girls, whenever the exam results are expected, all these helplines and all they work, because all these young boys and girls, they come in suicide, they come in, they get less marks. So when they say something, they are trained to say something and reply, speak in such a way that he will change his mind. So one person, he called him up. He said, I am actually standing on a parapet wall of a 50th floor, 50-story building. I want to commit suicide. Then Madhinath said, why? What is the problem? So I lost my job. Then you take pleasure, spending time with your wife. My wife ran away with somebody. At least be satisfied, with children and all. So one daughter, uska lapata hai. Son, is a drugged. At least be happy, you must be healthy. And no, I am diagnosed with cancer. Then he said, please give me address where you are there, where you are standing. I said, why? I will come and give you a push. So life is too troublesome. Like that, everybody is troubled in this world. Right? So even if we help him save, still time will kill him. Once I was, sometimes in the train and all, they say, time pass, Mumpalli, time pass. So they say, what are you doing? I'm killing my time. So I told him, you are not killing your time. Time is killing you. Time is killing you. So, one has to be clever, like suppose a devotee, Krishna came in front of a person. He said, I will give you one wish. But that person is a blind person, poverty stricken, and then childless. Okay? So God asked him, I will give you one wish. Please ask one wish. So he was wondering what to ask. So what will you ask? He is a blind person, poverty stricken, and then he is childless. He will be given one wish. What would you ask?
I want to see my child in gold ornaments.
I want to see my child playing in the garden from the roof of my palace. Like that, a devotee is satisfied under all circumstances. A materialistic person is not happy under any circumstance. If he has a Mercedes-Benz car, his wife is troubling. If he is a wealthy person, his son is a drug addict, or he is going to divorce. Not one problem, So some problem or the other will be there. It is just like, once we all went to beach. So one lady, she was complaining, so much sand, so much sand. I told her, what if you came to the beach, you will find the sand only, what, you will find the road or what? Right? You must know when you come there. So like that, when we come to in this material world, you cannot complain, so much trouble, so much trouble. Right? When you purchase a packet, there are contents. Contents are there, right? So like that, this material contents are Dukalaya Shashvatam. The personality was created. Yeah. Dukalaya Shashvatam. So you don't, that's why Srila Prabhupada said, spiritual movement in materialistic world is a very difficult proposition. Difficult to convince this because this material is like that, we have to get along with so many people who enter our life, unknown people, Right? Like for a woman, it's so troublesome. Many of the ladies, girls, they suffer a lot. I've seen my sisters in they're in the well-to-do families, middle class families. Girls are taking care. There is no problem, feeding, if you want dahi. In our house, we are 6 of us. Still, we are not very rich. But at the same time, there was a quota system. When my mother would bring some sweet packet, everybody will get one sweet. There is a quota system, but we were not starving. We were eating full. In certain items there is quota, like idlis and all, any amount. Okay? Certain items, once Diwali time, Dasara, Pongal, Sankranti, like that on birthdays, we will get new dresses. Like that, not that mall pada hai, so jaake next Sunday jaake shopping karo. And then you bring all the sarees and all, there is no place to keep. Many people they have this problem. Everywhere you go and purchase, and there is no place to give. The nice sarees, they will give it to somebody else. They would say, some marriage is there, and I don't have anything to wear. I don't have anything to wear. Then you open the cupboard, all the sarees will fall down. Because there is no place, they stuffing. They just stuff, then they open, they don't know place. They fall off. Anyway, what I'm saying, when they go, to somebody else's place, mother-in-law, father-in-law, brother-in-law's husband, we have to get along with so many people. What kind of nature they have? Somebody is arrogant. Like that, When you go to office, and then you have to meet so many people of different mentalities. So difficult to live in this world. Is it not? That's why Srila Prabhupada, somebody told Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, the spiritual life is very difficult. Yeah, spiritual life is very difficult, but material life is impossible. Actually, right? Nowadays it's becoming more and more difficult because of karmas are so bad.
He said it in one place that it's easy to please Krishna and the family members.
Yeah. That's why I always tell them what is the difference between wife and Krishna. Or for women, what is the difference between husband and Krishna?
Krishna is easily satisfied.
Krishna is easily satisfied. How many number of sarees you purchase for your wife? She will say, oh, kya kiya aapne? Huh? He wants to go to Hare Krishna movement and join. Kya kiya aapne? Nobody, no wife will say, oh, please go. I will take care. So we should understand this material world is difficult, and this material body is a bad bargain. We have to tolerate. Like that. So like that, once Srila Prabhupada was Los Angeles airport, there is a lot of commotion done. The airport authorities clear. So Rupa Prabhu Maharaj, he was that time GBC chairman. So in the mic system, he was the public address system, he was announcing. All ISKCON devotees, please clear the hassle. Please clear the aisle. Right? Srila Prabhupada was sitting, and then Srila Prabhupada also got up. Rupa Maharaj said, not for you, Prabhupada. Oh, I am also ISKCON devotee. So that is his humility. Like that. Once Mukund Maharaj, that time he was sleeping, and then at around 7 o'clock in the morning, ring, 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 ring. Welcome back. Who is this? This is Nikita. Oh, I am Bhaktivedanta Swami speaking. I just got up. Swami. Oh, Swami, good morning. So, I read on some report, there is some trouble. Yeah, there is some trouble. I think my lawyers will take care. Right? He was got involved in some drug, falsely arrested. There was a case. So later on, he was a well-known musician in the circle. All this drug addict circle and all. He was a well-known person. And later on he said, this incident of Srila Prabhupada calling him changed his life in such a way that after when it was published in New York Times and photo and all, then all his friends and relatives and nobody called him except for his girlfriend Janki and Srila Prabhupada. Only Srila Prabhupada is the only person who called him to inquire. Yeah. Then he said, why didn't you come for lunch today? Right? So okay, come. So he came and so of course he got up, he was acquitted. But later on he understood, the nakedness of As soon as you are in some trouble and all, Srila Prabhupada is very kind. He just invited me. So Mukund Maharaj said, this incident has changed my life so much. I said, okay, now then he told Janki, I think we should get off the drugs. We should become more serious in Krishna consciousness. So
when he was in jail, he was chanting Hare Krishna and saved.
yeah.
He was in jail.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
he said, I have nothing to do now.
Yeah.
He said, let me try chanting Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Saved.
Like when Srila Prabhupada was coming, he fell sick and then he came back. He was coming back at the time. Shyam Sundar Prabhu and Bharati Mataji, they came to Prabhupada. I think Swami, we will not be able to meet you even after you come back. He said, what happened? Oh, we are going to jail. Oh, what happened? Oh, we are involved in some drug selling. So previous to coming to Krishna consciousness. Oh, don't worry. Even Krishna also took birth in the jail. He said, you chant Hare Krishna. One more time, Upendra Prabhu, he was also told Prabhupada, he was crying. He was the assistant to Prabhupada, He was serving Prabhupada and all. Then Upendra Prabhu, Prabhupada, Swami, I am going. Please pray for me. Say, what happened? I am going to the jail. So what happened? Drug running. I was sentenced for 6 months imprisonment. Then Prabhupada got his head. So don't worry, they will think that you are a nice boy. They will leave you. So he went to jail. Prabhupada told him, you just chant Hare Krishna. Krishna will save you. Okay? So he was chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama. Then after 1 month they left. They said good behavior. Because they leave them, because recently some cricketers, they were arrested and they are let off, before the why? Because jails are so full. They have no place to keep all these guys. That's why if somebody's good behavior is good, 6 months before, 1 year before they leave. In America they have a system. If you are rich enough, you can choose house arrest. They have to pay, some $1 million. You have to pay for all the security people, salary. So you just stay at home, do whatever you want, but you can't come out. Because they have no place in the jails. Huh? Because 1 month, 2 months they will choose, right? Final judgment they give, right? But not like
15 years, 20 years.
Years and years. I gone to the jail, Arthur jail, even Thana jail. Under trials, they have no work. They just sit around. Because their cases are pending. Once somebody is imprisoned, then they get the dress, that white dress, and then they will be given work, like breaking the stone or something. So like that, so many, I met so many guys, just under trials, because their cases are not taken up. Years together, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years.
And after that they will be acquitted then?
Yeah.
They will still the
So, but in America it's not like that. 1 month, 6 months, exam, they just give judgment, right? Like that. So, this is it. So we have to be kind. So that we have to be. We have to appreciate our gift of. Develop good qualities, good character. Don't be a Vidyachar. Right? So Hare Krishna. Any questions, comments? Huh?
Krishna ke das, Vedas.
You all know, no? Maya ke das, Sada Udas. Krishna ke das, Vindas. Any questions? Comments?